This is KHQA News at 10. It's your news now.
He was trying to go in there, but it was just impossible. The flames just came over his head like, phew. I mean, it would have been impossible to go inside there.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, family and neighbors react after a third victim was pronounced dead this morning after a house fire yesterday in Quincy. 43-year-old Lewis Bassett and his 18-month-old son LaDavian were pronounced dead at Blessing Hospital last night. And around 4 a.m. this morning, 3-year-old Lewis Bassett Jr. was pronounced dead in St. Louis. Lewis Bassett and his two sons were inside the home on North 11th Street when that fire broke out around 5 p.m. yesterday. Now, emergency responders removed all three and transported them to Blessing Hospital. KHQA spoke with family at the scene, and one family member described the response from bystanders after that house went up in flames.
A lot of people was trying to go in and say, because we know that he was in there. We knew he was in there with his kids.
Now, according to a release from the Quincy Police Department, the fire is still under investigation and no cause has been released at this time. Well, dozens of people gathered on the sidewalk outside that home today to remember 3 lives lost. Whether it was family, friends, or neighbors, last night's incident brought together a neighborhood rocked by tragedy. KHQA's Derek Frank joins us live from the home with more on what friends and family had to say a day later. Derek, I understand it was a much different scene out there tonight.
Ross, friends and family are mourning the death of 2 children and their father. Throughout the day, many people have dropped by to place flowers and balloons outside of the home. Earlier, I spoke to a few relatives to learn more about the lives that were lost.
Rochelle Bias remembers her brother Lewis Bassett fondly.
He had so many friends because he just adapted to anybody. I mean, he was never no mean Grinch or nothing like that. He was a friendly guy.
He loved his kids. He had a lot of friends and family down here.
Bias says their deaths have shocked both family and friends.
I can't even stay in this house because I see his presence.
Bias says Lewis spent a majority of his time with his kids and had also recently reunited with his 22-year-old son, Jared.
I'm happy I got to know him for the short period it was.
Jared says he also became close with his younger siblings.
It was good meeting them too. I enjoyed spending time with them too.
Both Bias and Jared Bassett say all 3 will be deeply missed.
He was a king to me. He was a great man, a great father, great brother.
I didn't think I'd lose a parent this early.
I spoke to a few relatives earlier today who told me that there will be a fundraiser tomorrow at the Pizza Hut located at 24th and Locust. Reporting live on 11th Street in Quincy, Derek Frank, KHQA News. Back to you, Ross.
All right, thank you very much, Derek. And again, that fundraiser will be held at 7 tomorrow night at the Pizza Hut at 2501 Locust. There will also be a candlelight service at the home Tuesday night. That will take place around dusk at the home located at 921 North 11th Street. According to a family spokesperson, memorial services for those 3 victims are all still pending. And last night's incident was the second fatal house fire of this year in Quincy. You'll recall 25-year-old Daniel Disler and his 4-month-old son Hunter were killed in April as a result of a fire on South 17th Street. Disler's fiance recovered after being pulled from the home. Investigators said that fire was caused by an overloaded electrical junction box in that home's attic.